Is this going to be an inverse Monday? You might be confused about what I'm talking about, and that's fine. I'll break that down in this video because what we're seeing is a little bit of excitement overnight, some leverage liquidations taking place. At some point, we are going to get a Monday where the market just decides to flip and take off and leave a lot of people in the dust. And right now, we're showing some pretty promising signs with ADA broken out above trend, and the market is telling us where it wants to run to. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell, it's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. I hope you guys had a nice, calm, relaxing weekend. I know I did. I did actually, for those that are familiar or are curious, I did actually win my fantasy football matchup. This very, very ugly day across fantasy football. I'm sure most of you guys noticed that ugly stat day, but I'm ready to start this week on a very positive note. And that's exactly what ADA has done overnight. We actually got up to as high as 85.66. And if you guys take a look at the local trend here, that is actually a higher high. So ADA had actually been fighting this 20-day moving average day after day after day for almost a week straight. We've been getting bounced around and just drug all over the place. And now ADA's making a little bit more extended of a move. Now, I'm not saying that, this is a confirmed breakout or anything like that. I'm not saying this is the time where we moon or anything like that. But I do want to point to a couple things here. This was a very strong point of contention. ADA, with breaking out above its 20-day moving average and this longer-term trend, it's also done this while entering a new zone. If you guys remember, between 84 to 90 cents, there's not a lot of liquidity there. ADA likes to live either at the top of this trend or the bottom of this trend. If we get a push today, we might be talking about a 90-cent ADA over the next few days. Frankly, it could happen in one day. I'm not saying it's going to happen for sure, but what we've been doing is we have in fact been liquidating some of those shorts to the upside. In fact, over the last 24 hours, there's been $1.15 million worth of shorts liquidated. Volume is back up. We can see that ADA is over $1 billion in trading volume over the last 24 hours again. So we're getting basically the right stuff happening. Okay, it sounds kind of weird. The right stuff happening where the market is conducive for a pump to take place. We just need U.S. money to be in alignment with overseas money. And right now, ADA is doing what it did, again, back here. Maybe this allows us to make our push all the way up to $1.08. Not saying that's going to happen for sure or today at all. I think a big focal point of this week is going to be PPI, CPI report in the middle of the week. And maybe that's where we get more of a confirmed push. We'll have to watch and wait and see what happens. A lot of things have been very consistent with what we've seen on Mondays. Again, sometimes we get that overseas push to start the day and then we get U.S. money dumping. We did, in fact, get Michael Saylor's strategy, buying $219 million worth of BTC. That's not surprising there at all. That's been kind of par for the course on Mondays as well. Ethereum still actually holding above that 4250 range. So we're seeing a lot of actually really good signs for blue chip alts right now. In fact, we look at something like BTC dominance. We're getting that hard rejection at that 20-day moving average like we talked about. I said this is probably what would happen. So we do need to push back down below this trend, but that might, again, be something that kind of kicks into gear as the week progresses. And I want to remind everybody of something. We haven't talked about this in quite some time, but you guys remember M2 liquidity, how BTC likes to track M2 liquidity? Well, that has just continued to rise and rise and rise over time. And right now, there are occasionally these periods where BTC has some sort of separation from M2, but then what it does is it tends to trend back to it. What I find very interesting about this is right now I'm using the 78-day offset. You guys can see BTC is going to want to run up to what? Even if we hit this dip here, 135K or so, and that shows by sometime mid-October, some of these show as high as 150K. Now, what's interesting is this market cycle, we had talked about 125 to 150K BTC. Just think about what that does for altcoins, especially with the confidence that is starting to re-enter the market now. ADA, again, getting a little push even as I'm filming this video, so we'll have to watch and wait and see what happens here. But everything's just kind of working out perfect to start the week. We'll obviously have to watch and wait and see what the new news is. Might be pretty quiet on a news front to start the week, but again, middle of the week is what we got to pay attention to, guys. So let me know your thoughts. Is this in fact going to be an inverse Monday? Are we going to be bucking this trend of ugly Mondays that we've been dealing with? Want to remind everybody, just last Monday we were down 1.2%. Monday Prior down 7.9%. Monday before that, we were down 3.8%. So let's kick this trend and hopefully have a good, great, awesome start to the week. But have a great day. Share your love below. Let me know your thoughts. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.